Hey guys. Um, so, as I promised some of you on Snapchat, if you guys have been watching my snaps, this is my video of all the things that I said that I'd be talking about in my Snapchat videos. Okay, so this is my room, as some of you might have been in my room. Some of you were fortunate enough to be in my room. Just a little tour. These are my candles that I have set up. Some of the things. It's a little messy, but I wanted to. Ooh, whoa! Sorry. I wanted to talk a little bit about my social media detox. So I gave up checking Facebook in the past. There was a major life event that happened, and after that happened, I decided to quit cold turkey, and it was great. It was a great experience. I wasn't obsessive. I felt that I had more time to do some of the things that I loved. I started playing some guitar, and I then realized that some of Facebook's attributes are very necessary, and so I went back on. And I was slightly more reckless in my usage of Facebook this time around because I would always check it, and I would read article after article after article and just check, and it took up a lot of my time. And in addition, I had Instagram on my phone. So the two of those together, as you probably, my phone, now it's playing some Indian music, but I was like this. This was me. Without the Indian music. And, it was extremely time consuming, and I decided at one point that I couldn't, actually there was one night I couldn't fall asleep, and it had been because I drank a large massive cup of coffee this big, and because I had always been checking the social media. So I decided that night, done, I'm gonna just go off of both of them. And so far, it's been great. I mean, to be honest, I have some good semblance of self-control. I mean, as you can see, I have a yoga mat on my floor because I do yoga every morning just on my own. I don't go to a class for yoga. I do it on my own. I'm pretty self-taught, and I took out this book from the library, The Yoga Anatomy. It's backwards, but yeah, it's great. I mean, a lot of the things that I do, I'm self-taught. Of course, I have people helping me along the way. You know who you are. Actually, you know what? I am going to give you a shout out. My dear friend, my guru, I guess you could say, David Galitzer. Hi, David, if you're watching. I know you are. So that was how I kind of came to living a more connected life. And I talk about a little bit about in my Snapchat videos that I really want to be more connected to reality, more grounded, and not constantly checking. And I spoke about it a little bit in my Snapchat video that that a big asset that the worker of the future will have is the ability to stay on task, finish, and work, give whatever the task is done, his or her all. And the ability to really not get distracted. And I have ADD. I've had it for many years. I've had it since I was a child, and a lot of people have ADD, so it's a wonder for the inventors of Instagram and Facebook, because it's made for brains like mine. It's made for people who have brains that are constantly distracted, constantly comparing themselves, constantly in the social media, kind of world. And I'm not, listen, there are benefits. There are some dear friends of mine that I keep in touch with through Facebook. It's just the way I was using it was reckless and just so, like, ODing, totally ODing. So that's that, and the caffeine. Oh, the caffeine. So I found it kind of easier. So when I really started drinking coffee, I was around 17, and I remember when I was very skinny. I was 90 something pounds, and I had coffee for the first time on an empty stomach, and you can imagine that I felt not so great. But ever since then, I think that day my caffeine addiction started, and I'm much older now. It's more than 10 years later, and I was drinking coffee on a regular basis ever since I was 17. There was one point in my life, I was probably in my early 20s or so. I was working in Brooklyn by Nostrand Avenue, and I would buy a coffee, like this big, medium coffee every day. Yeah, every single day. I would drink at least one of those, and then when I'd come home, I'd have another cup. So my brain was pretty addicted to caffeine. And listen, I'm saying there are some benefits, but this is just my second week of being off of caffeine, and I drink this instead. This ginger tea, like I mentioned in my Snapchat videos. By the way, I keep referencing my Snapchat videos, but I plan on lessening those and doing more of these. So yeah. Yeah, so the ginger tea is delicious. It's herbal spice series, no caffeine. See that? No caffeine. See that, camera? No caffeine. And yeah, I mentioned that my skin has been getting brighter, but I want to talk a little bit about my my skin routine. Okay, so I use this phenomenal bar of soap that you can get from Etsy, and I'm gonna show it to you. So hang on a second. It's this bar of soap. It looks kind of like a black lump, but this is amazing soap. It is not expensive. It's made out of charcoal, and you can wash your face. You can wash your hair with it. I don't wash my hair with it, but I wash my body and my face, because I was thinking I would always buy these brands that from Duane Reade, and they have tons of parabens and chemicals, and this has nothing, none of that stuff, and it's great. And after I do that, I moisturize with oil. So this is what I made. This is my little, it says EVOO and lavender. You can check it out on the inside. This is what it looks like. I don't want it to spill. Yeah, but you got the idea. Here, show you the back. The lavender and the olive oil is phenomenal. This is the lavender that I use. But you need, for this type of moisturizer, you need two types of oil. There's the carrier oil, which is the thicker type. Another example of a carrier oil is probably like a vitamin E oil, which is, you could just pick this up at the pharmacy. And the essential oil. So combined together is amazing. But I wouldn't use the vitamin E oil on my face personally. I would use the olive oil with the lavender. But you need like, I forget the proportions, but I use like about 1/8 of a cup to like several drops, probably 5-6 drops, and it's lasted me for so long. And my skin is clearer because I stopped drinking caffeine. And you can ask some of my friends, actually, if some of you know some of my friends, they will tell you I would just drink coffee all the time. And for me, getting rid of coffee is huge, because I was a coffee brain. Like I was hooked on coffee. And I noticed a little bit that I was getting slightly more agitated, like a little bit more irritable, and anxious. I would have anxiety, but overall, I think that that little bit of suffering is worth how I feel now, and like especially because like I already take proactive steps to get healthier and better, and this is even the cherry on top. And the vitamin E oil, by the way, I had some issue with my knee. I might still have it now because I'm on my knees now, but I use this like a little bit on my hands, and I use the eucalyptus oil. It's really good. Or eucalyptus, or even I have peppermint oil, which is really good. Here, let me show you the peppermint. It's back there somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this with, yeah. I don't actually use the eucalyptus, but you can, but I use this for, you know, for putting it on my knees with the vitamin E oil. And by the way, the vitamin E oil, I could use it alone as lotion. So it's better than all this like paraben stuff and like all the, you know, the chemicals and like all the bad stuff that, you know, is out there. And yeah, what else can I say? I think that the major things in my life that have helped me to feel better is the yoga, and the oils, the soap, no caffeine, and significantly reduce the social media time. And I think if you follow these things along with the other healthy things that you're doing, you'll live a great, more wholesome, much more productive life. Okay. So thank you everyone for watching, and namaste. God bless. And thank you for watching. Bye everyone.